Guys, we are back. Welcome to the Ready, Set, Blow podcast, episode 255, Chase. One more from the couch. Old school again.
I'm going to have to move in.
I know. Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Yeah. Cheers with coffee. I'm the only one drinking. Cheers. It's my birthday. Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday, Randy.
Oh, see.
Yeah, this is going to come out next week, but we're taping it.
See, you little sneaky devil.
We're taping it a little early.
No, I don't like that. He's a little sneaky. This guy, I hate when he does that shit.
I'm just giving myself an excuse to drink at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
You don't need an excuse.
Well, Randy, happy birthday, man.
Thank you. And the third voice you hear, folks, is my roommate, Braxton Overgaauw.
Hey, what's up, guys?
I don't know what credits you want to give. I know you're a mixologist extraordinaire. Ooh. You're a brand ambassador. He's just an all-around good guy, and we decided to have him on because, fuck it, we can do whatever we want with our podcast, right?
Well, first of all, he's the first Braxton that we've had on the podcast.
True.
And you know me with...
it's a good, solid white name.
You know me. So
very country club.
I'm all for solid white names to be exploited, to be shared. So I always say exploited. I was like, that's not going to happen.
It's a good last name.
Yeah. Well, the Overgaau's a good last name. I enjoy that one. It's very very powerful.
Overgaauw. Yeah, that is a very powerful last name.
Braxton Jace Overgaauw.
Do you come from do you have I don't know, like land in Scotland or something?
No, my dad's Dutch.
He owns a distillery.
Yeah, I wish. That would make more sense with my career. But my dad's Dutch, and then my mom is like Southern, like Native American.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew your dad was Dutch. I didn't know your mom was like... legit, does she have like any claim to some revenue at one of these casinos?
I know my the rumor in my family, or there are photos of like my great grandma in like Indian garb, and supposedly she was a princess of the Cherokee tribe. And her
do they have princesses?
I have no clue. This is like it's like when your grandparents tell you one thing and then it just gets like the telephone effect.
Yeah.
But her name I think it's translates to Princess Running Squirrel.
Okay, Princess, because I didn't know, because I know they have chiefs in Native American, but I don't know what the female version of a chief is. Chiefess? I don't know.
Yeah, they just make scotch.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. The Braxton. That's
we started to have a nice little casual podcast since. We got a lot of shit to do tonight, and then I'm off on the road, and then and then I'm back just for one night of partying before Chase has to scoot. So we tried to take the time today.
Yeah.
Figured fucking. You could ask Chase can ask you all the questions about what it's like to live with me. The nightmare that is me as a roommate.
I'll be honest with Braxton. I don't need to ask that question.
I figured you would already.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're aware.
Yeah, but
it's enough. You have a good enough sense.
It's all good.
It's all good, right?
It's all good. Yeah.
I guess my question.
It's amazing, actually.
I guess my question would be, obviously you guys are roommates, so you came from, where are you usually from? Are you from New York, you said? I'm sorry?
No. Well, I lived in New York for like 4.5 years, but I grew up in Thousand Oaks, which is like an hour north of LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So California, and then...
and it's actually ironic. He was living in the neighborhood that I grew up in before he moved out here.
What are the odds, right?
Yeah, but we just met like literally on like Roomie, on like one of these like housing apps to like find roommates.
Yeah.
We just lucked out.
How's this guy so far? And be honest.
It's good. When he moved in, we went straight into quarantine. And I didn't really know. I was like, who's this stranger I'm living with right into quarantine? And it was the best thing that happened. I wouldn't have survived quarantine without you. So
it would have been miserably boring. Yeah, without Braxton and Love Island and his dog Acree.
Yeah.
Chase, have you watched Love Island yet?
That was an old school show. Right?
Well, it's from the UK originally, but they have a few seasons.
No, you told me about this. We were talking about the podcast. No, I haven't watched one fucking episode of that trash.
You're gonna get hooked. It's the best show ever made for television.
I'll never do it.
Why not, dude? I got my brother into it. G-Dub's into it.
Actually, you know what? I would probably watch it. I like.
Just put on like 3 episodes.
Come on,
like, watch like an episode or two.
It's hot chicks and obviously hot dudes. I don't know what you're into, Chase.
You know what it is, though?
It works for me.
Well, you know I am too. Come on.
Yeah, you like a good-looking white man. You can appreciate a good-looking white man.
You know what I'm into.
Me too.
First of all, I got a whole bit about beautiful white men, so let's not get into that.
Yeah. Let's save it for tonight.
I was going to ask a question. So, like, God damn it, I forgot.
Oh, let's see what happens when Chase smokes and eats. I should never feed him. He's like a fucking gremlin. I should keep all food away from him before a goddamn podcast. He'd lose his goddamn mind. No, I thought it'd just be fun to have you on. One, to like obviously get a little bit about your background and what it's like, and our time in quarantine. But two, we've had lesbian guests on, but we've never had a gay man on the podcast.
What? He's gay?
So you are first gay man.
So I'm popping your cherry?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
In multiple ways now.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
Yeah. Actually, my
I'm
first question is,
excited.
because I lived with a lesbian couple before I moved in with you guys. I was living with a lesbian couple in Boston. Shout out Michelle and Olivia. I feel like there's a weird animosity, or at least there seems to be, according to a lot of gay male comedians in their act, like a weird animosity between gay men and lesbians. And I don't know why that is, or if it's even true.
I mean, I've heard that as well.
Okay.
I haven't seen it or experienced it. Well, I've watched reality TV shows and like MTV and stuff.
Oh yeah, because MTV's real life.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I learned everything about myself.
That's how I found out gay people. So MTV, to be honest with you.
You got Karamo, right? Who was the first gay guy you saw on MTV?
What's Carlos, right?
Karamo was a big one, but then no, was it Carlos?
New York, real world.
No, the guy from San Francisco that
That's what I
passed
mean,
away. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Pedro.
Pedro. There you go. Thank God.
Yeah.
Pedro Zamora. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. So is there not really an animus?
I mean, I've heard from friends that there could be, but I've never experienced it.
I guess he's just a
I've never
friendly
seen
guy.
it like personally. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's animosity towards anybody.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
But like,
That's a good point.
yeah.
Dude, I actually saw a stat the other day. There's only like 22 dedicated lesbian bars left in the country.
What?
Yeah. Like dedicated just for lesbian women. You know?
I heard a joke that I'm gonna fuck it up, but it's
It's all right. I fuck my jokes up regularly.
I want to perform at this 22 spots. That's why I want to go. I think that's the only way they're going to book me. Those are the only people going to book me.
A lesbian bar tour? That'd actually be really fucking fun, I think. I would definitely do that.
Who's booking it for? I don't want to get hold of it.
RuPaul's booking.
That'd be great.
So, interestingly, you didn't come out until later, right?
Yeah, I came out. I'm 32 now. I came out officially like living as an out gay man at 30.
Okay.
So
It's kind of like me starting comedy at 33. I mean, it's obviously a very big difference, but like to do something that late in life.
like a life change kind of. Yeah.
Is that like off-putting to you or other people? Like, do you regret not sort of coming out sooner?
Yeah. I mean, I wish I had, but like in the long run, like it's definitely made me who I am now. So I'm not like angry at it, but yeah, I wish I could have been like in high school. You see kids now coming out at 12, and you're like, what the fuck? I never had that opportunity.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I mean, that I think is real big progress because that's just day-to-day shit. Like
they just grew up that way.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
they don't feel judged for their sexual orientation, just like you shouldn't feel judged for your skin color, Chase, or for your fucking hair color. I mean, these are things that I think you're just born with, and you should never be fucking slammed for something you can't undo. You know what I'm saying? Like you're born to your parents. Like you don't choose your parents. You don't choose what you're into. You don't choose, say your hair color, your eye color, your skin color, any of that stuff.
You can now.
Good point, dude. Have you seen Sammy Sosa lately? That motherfucker looks dipped in whiteout. He looks wild, son.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, you can now. It's weird, But yeah, I agree with you. It's kind of it's too. it's just like I can't even like I if I was like a gay person and I was like had to like kind of like regardless of whether you didn't want to tell for your own personal choice or whether you felt like you had to hide it, I'm not quite sure, but like just to kind of not be yourself is what's something that's always been like I feel for people, you know what I'm saying? Like I can, and I feel, but I can understand because I've had my own stuff too, so
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's weird that everyone's like I feel like no matter what, you can't win. Like people pick you apart. No matter who you are, yeah. Like,
especially nowadays.
You're too pretty, you're too ugly, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too tall, you're too short.
Yep.
So like someone's always going to take shots at you, especially when you're a kid, man.
Oh yeah.
13-year-old kids are fucking nasty.
Yeah.
They're really fucking.
Even the nicest kids are still a bully.
Oh yeah, of course.
Or even if not, like if that's not the case, like your confidence is so low when you're a teenager, you feel like you don't fit in anywhere. So like you take everything as a knock.
Oh yeah, well you take it extremely personally. Like you as a person are bad. You know what I'm saying? It's a fucked up thing. But yeah, so how has it been now? It's been almost a year, right? Been full year around the.
It'll be a full 2 years in June.
Okay.
I think it was like I posted like something on Instagram, and I was like,
how was the response to that?
It was great.
You dropped the Instagram. Oh, you did the Instagram breaking news.
Well, because I was living in New York at the time, so all my close friends in New York knew.
Yeah.
And I was so just like tired of having to tell everybody, because it's so emotional like to tell somebody and come out, and you're always worrying about like, are they still gonna be your friend, and all these kind of like personal things.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just gonna fucking do it, drop it on Instagram. After I told like my family and my close friends, because I had some of my best friends here on the West Coast that didn't know. So I dropped it, and then
like Tekashi 6ix9ine album.
I just dropped it.
Drop that shit.
Yeah, it was better received. That piece of shit. Well, I mean, he's got a lot of listeners. He's got no critical acclaim.
He's got a lot of YouTube views as well.
Sure.
But yeah, all the responses were really great. I just kind of like I posted it and got super emotional. I was like trying to work out, and I was like, "Don't fucking look at Instagram. Don't look at Instagram.
You gotta let it soak for a couple hours before you fucking open that shit up."
Yeah, and then I started getting all these texts, and I was like, "I should probably open Instagram now."
Yeah. Well, dude,
I always felt like there was also like part of me too has always felt like, why feel the need to like, I feel the, and you could tell me obviously, but I'm just saying from other things that happening to me, I was just like, well, why do I feel like I have to tell you? It's like this is my personal life.
Yeah, you didn't have to come out as black.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's two different things. I can't.
But we've had that conversation, Braxton.
Yeah, I can hide it.
Actually, same me so I can. Yeah. I would come back if I was to hide. I would come back as you. To be honest with you. Dude, if I actually came back as a white man, it would be like your face. It wouldn't be Randy. It would definitely be.
I don't know about that.
You got a prison face.
You got a swimmer's body. You fit into good clothes.
Chase might be hitting on you right now. Chase, you want to make an announcement?
Put this mic down.
You want to make an announcement? Oh shit! I lost my train of thought. No, but like I said, coming out late, getting started late. How long did you date women before you started saying like, all right, I'm not even trying to do that? Because you had a good long stretch.
Yeah,
I mean, you had like girlfriends and everything.
Yeah, I dated a girl it was on and off for like 4 years, in my early 20s, or like 19 into like early 20s, and then I kept trying to date women here and there, and then the last girl that I like hooked up with and like kind of dated she turned out to be a stripper. But
all right, shout out to sex workers. We love you.
I mean, I don't know why you're
big fan of sex workers.
You should never hesitate. Don't hesitate on that.
She was amazing.
I'm a big fan of strippers. Don't hesitate.
Oh, Chase has a love affair with them.
Oh, do you?
That's his thing.
I'll drop her.
Yeah, drop her number. Yeah.
No, she was amazing, but I remember like calling it off and hurting her feelings a lot, and it kind of just hit me. I was like, I can't keep doing this. Like, I thought I was gonna be able to hold it in and kind of like find the one girl, and she's gonna change me that I can put up with.
It's hard enough to do that with as a straight man.
Yeah, so
right.
I think I just kind of hurt her feelings. I feel like I try to do it as nice as possible, but like I didn't want to be with a woman. And
dude, that must be so tough. I mean, it's hard enough to be with a chick if you're straight. I mean, it's enough work to have a relationship with a woman. I couldn't even imagine. Also,
I like how Randy compares like work, like a job.
Yeah, it is, man.
Like it's like 9 to 5. I got to punch in. I got to.
But then add on top of that, you got to hide the fact that like you're not actually sexually attracted to women. That's like a double whammy, dude.
Oh yeah. Well, see, the thing is, it's reversed for me. I'm like, I feel like dating men is hard work. I thought it was gonna be a lot easier. With women though, it was great because it was like, oh, this is great. We're laughing, we're having fun. Because we related on a lot of things, but the only thing is, like, I can't talk about men with you because we're dating.
But the other men that are like that aren't you.
Yeah, I saw you look at that guy too because I was too. We were walking around town.
Yeah, dude. I mean, look, like I said, I live with a lesbian couple, and I know that dealing with women is difficult because they both independently have come to me for like relationship advice. When I'm like, yo, you guys are women. Shouldn't you know the other one better than me? You think I'm going to know? Like, obviously, my track record is already horrible. Like with
they
women.
Trusted you first?
Yeah, it's like, what are you thinking? But you were saying, like, dating men is difficult. And I would have thought, like, oh, that would be super easy because they'd be similar to me.
I did, too.
But the more I think, I was like, oh, wait a minute, that'd be super difficult because it'd be similar to me.
Yeah. Well, no, with women, when I was dating women, it was great because they give you feedback. You know exactly like where they're at most of the time. Men, it's like you'll say something like you're excited about something or you try to plan something or whatever. All you get back in like a text is, okay, or great.
Oh, they give you the short answer?
And you're like, I take that as like, oh, you're not really that interested. And but they are interested. You find out later, but you're like,
they're playing it cool,
or like you have no clue where their emotions are, how they feel, what's going on. You don't know where you stand.
That's why,
like, you never know what's actually like where you're at in a relationship, or
that's why I differ a little bit. You know, but for me, this is where I differ. Where stop opening this. This is where I differ.
Shoddy. Sorry, that cord's a little shoddy.
Sorry, brother. Let's cook it now. I'm just gonna
while you talk, I'll change it out. Just go ahead.
Yeah. So for me, it's like that. I hate that what you just explained. Not, trying to like read between the lines and all that thing, especially like texting and stuff. So I kind of, when it comes to me, I'm big on just like, if I need to know how you feel about something, like I'm going to talk to you. Like, like I'm just going to call you, or we're going to talk it out. We'll fight it out. Whatever the fuck we got to do.
That's good that you communicate.
Because it's just one of those situations where it's like I can't be sitting there thinking about like what you're thinking. I want to know, like, you know what I mean? Like
the guesswork
really fucking that gives me anxiety. So I'm just like, yo, man. And if you're not ready to have that conversation, then I'm gonna be like, all right,
I'm never ready to have that conversation. That's why it's hard.
Now, so you're dating. Is it? Obviously, a big fun part, or at least from the outside looking in as a straight guy, a big fun part of being involved in the gay community is, just sort of going around having fun, enjoying yourself.
Oh yeah,
and not taking it too seriously, like having more casual relationships, or just having relationships, but not having that pressure of like settling down, getting married, wife picket fence and kids and shit. But I know we've talked about it before in private, but and obviously we don't have to get into super detail. Yeah. But I know you want to have like a real relationship.
Yeah.
And how is like that work in the gay community, particularly, given that you're older?
I don't know, because I haven't had one.
It's that tough, huh? Jesus,
it's brutal. No, I mean, I've never had a boyfriend because I just came out, I guess technically, like in the grand scheme of things, but. I would have eventually loved to have kids, settle down, like have like a relationship. And I know a lot of like friends that are in couples tend to have open relationships.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how that goes, or if I find somebody who wants to do that, if I'm into that or not.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think.
We've talked about open relationships before, Chase, right?
Yes, we have. Yeah.
So, and I know Chase doesn't believe that open relationships are a thing. Like, he doesn't think they can work. If I'm correct.
It's
just called being single.
For me, it's just called being single. So
single with a friends with benefits.
Yeah. I just don't know why like go through the whole, the trouble chapter of the novelty of like being married and then you still like want to be with other people. Just be single and just tell that person, hey, I want to be single. Can we just casually date?
Yeah. So
you don't have all these things like invested in, and when shit hits the fan, now it's a fucking nightmare because like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like most of the people that I know with open relationships though, it's like they have the relationship and then they have like, say if they're at a bar, and they're with friends and they end up going home with somebody, like a one night stand or like hooking up with somebody, especially like when you're out, like especially at a gay bar, like you hook up with somebody in the bathroom or something like that happens. Okay. Like it's not held against you because like ultimately though, that's just kind of like you're getting your rocks off.
I guess it's more typical. It's more accepted.
I mean, I can't really.
Is there just a line for the bathroom at a gay bar? I mean, it sounds like the most popular place in the building.
I mean, it's where I want to be.
Well, just from my one experience of being in a gay bar.
That was you, Trace?
My one experience of getting blown by a guy in the bathroom.
Well, fucking, this is what happened.
It's not cheating if it's gay.
Listen. You know what? I was robbed of my gay experience. Just to let you know. Yeah.
Wait, I want to hear about this.
Yeah, listen, right? Not like that though.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? But
I was robbed of it. All right.
No, so I was like, because I never went to a gay bar. You know what I'm saying?
We have performed in a gay bar.
That's what I'm that's what I'm leaning into. Yeah. So I was like, back to the rob part. So I'm like, so if I was to like, at some point I would have went. At some point I'm like, I gotta go to a gay bar. Stop being an idiot, right? So, but I just didn't plan to yet or haven't yet at that time. So I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, right, with fucking Randy, and he had some shows and stuff. We were just chilling, hanging out, and we're hanging out, and we were hanging out with our friend Rachel, and who's from Phoenix, and we go to a bar, right? And fucking Randy picks a bar, or Rachel
She
picked a
did.
bar.
Yeah, she
did she
did.
pick a bar?
Yeah.
Okay, so she picked a bar, and then we're going in there, right? We're hanging fun. I'm like, yo, this place is fucking dope. Like, you know, and then they
They're
brought
buying
us.
Chase drinks.
They're buying Chase drinks, dude.
They're so friendly.
They're buying Chase drinks, dude. And then fucking it was like we had like dick shots. Like,
So it was like a Jello shot in a dick mold. And Chase had like 3 or 4 of them. He's like,
This is a hell of a bachelor
and
party.
he was gently caressing the balls of this thing as he was sucking the Jello out of it.
do.
As one would. You know?
bro. And then I'm like, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, yo, this is fucking dope, right? So we're in there probably for at least like an hour, maybe at least an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah.
At least. Maybe 2. And then we're about to leave, right? So we leave. So we do leave. Brady's with me. Rachel's with me. We get into the car, right? Then I forgot something. Like, I think I left my credit card or something or in the bar. I go back in there, and then I start looking. I'm like, wait, hold on.
That's when you realize.
I was like, yo, there's all dudes in here. And I'm like,
He comes back
then I
out.
come back out to the car. I'm like, yo, Randy, is that a gay bar that we want to do something?
Oh, dude, it was so funny. One of the best ones I told, there was like 5 of us, and I told everybody else, like, don't tell Chase the gay bar. Watch how long it takes for him to notice. And sure enough, as we're leaving 2 hours later, he's like, hey, man, was that a gay bar?
On his way back in.
I was like, you didn't notice all the men holding each other and the dick shots? Like, that didn't click.
Yo, it didn't click,
that's a good sign. You don't think twice about it.
But I guess would I have had the same experience if someone like if I just like planned it and gone? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I figured that was probably the best way.
Well, that's a
it's
lot
fun.
of
You kind of just
Yeah.
slid right in.
That's the thing.
no pun intended.
That's the thing about it, man. I feel like there's a lot of preconceived notions about the gay community that, you know, some are true, right? I mean, and some are fun, but most of them are just that. They're just sort of preconceptions that, like, you know, like I remember, like, in college, like, you know, friends of mine, like, you know, you go to a gay bar, like, oh man, they're gonna fucking come after you. I'm like, what? They're not like, what? First of all, you don't think you can defend yourself, like you know what I'm saying? Like, there's men around you all day. Like, we live in a fraternity house. You know, you're always threatening to beat up everyone else's ass in the house. You can't handle yourself in a bar. Like, you know, what is wrong with you?
What if they touch me? Or like, what, you know, it's like, are you scared you're gonna turn gay? Like, what's going on? Like, what if they touch you? Oh my god!
You're gonna find out. Everyone's gonna find out that you like it.
They might, they might touch you. You might get a free drink too.
I mean,
like it.
that is. Yeah, unfortunately, that does happen. You know what I'm saying?
How I found out.
Touching a gay bar.
It's like, whoa,
enjoyable.
I got a tingle.
Touch the counter. It's like, you know. Yeah, there are some people. You know, I do got some like some of you said your friends. You know, I got some friends who just like, yo, let's go to a gay bar. They're like, don't ever fucking ask me. I'm not going to a gay bar.
Well, we've done shows at gay bars since then.
Don't fucking ask me. I'm going to a gay bar. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna ask you to go to a gay bar.
All right, fine.
And we've done shows.
I will ask twice though.
At gay bars.
You gotta really leave room to change.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've done shows at gay bars, and they're fun, man. The gay audience is the shit, dude. They come out and drink, have a good time. That's why I'm always so like I thought the cool part about being gay was not living a normal lifestyle and not, you know what I'm saying, not having like, you know, a wife or a husband and kids and all that. But that's the thing that's what fascinates about it. It's one of my preconceived notions, right? I would have thought all gay men just push that entire quote unquote normal lifestyle away, but a lot of them want that too. Just like not all gay men are like so effeminate, you know, like there's like a gay stereotype.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have like gay voice. You know what I'm saying? Like people wouldn't just walk up to you and say, "Oh, he's gay." You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things that like people got to get that out of their head.
That's why, I mean, for me, it was easy to hide for a long time. Although I'm sure I have tendencies and little tells. But
you're decorating. I mean, look around this fucking apartment.
To be honest with you, it's not that good. You know?
Oh, shut up.
It's because I stopped halfway through. I was like, I'm the only one doing shit. It's like 2 straight men? Okay.
Yeah, we don't have to work for this guy.
I do the cooking.
Yeah.
I guess that makes me the
Randy's
bitch.
a mean cook.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, you guys are in a relationship, actually. I just noticed that.
A non-sexual fucking relationship.
But if you guys were together, it's great couple. Great looking
thanks.
couple.
Thanks,
I'd be
dude.
lucky to have him.
Trust me, after a week, now you won't want
No,
to
you wouldn't. You fucking nightmare.
As soon as you ask him for like a ride, he'll be like, after he just came from the. See, the thing is, you can't ask him when he's already doing something, the same thing. You know, you gotta tell him everything up front. You know what I'm saying? Don't want no surprises. Like, listen, we didn't plan this. I already asked you before. You can't like surprise him with shit.
Busy man.
Yeah,
You gotta books. You need a schedule.
Efficiency, productivity. You know, keep going. Don't surprise him with shit. You know.
Now, the one thing I did want to mention, we were talking about it earlier, like, you know, the whole act of coming out. And I think it has gotten obviously a lot more accepted, particularly in schools with kids and stuff like that, the teenagers. But I would hope that someday we get to a point where there's where the idea of coming out isn't such a big thing because it's normal. You know what I'm saying?
Or it just kind of disappears altogether.
Yeah, it's just like, it's not like, you have to send out a fucking social media post to everyone to let them all know. It's just like, it's like, that's just what's going on. He's just dating a man now. It's not a big thing.
Have either of you guys seen the movie Love, Simon?
I saw parts of it, I think, here.
I probably watched it a couple times. There's a scene in it. It's about this kid who's like a senior in high school, and he comes out, or he gets outed. And there's a scene where it kind of flip flops the dynamic of all his friends that are straight that you see throughout the movie. It shows them telling their parents that they're straight, and the parents start crying.
Oh, it's like the reverse.
Yeah, so they do this reverse scenario. He's like, "Why do I have to come out?" And it's something that you deal with and you think about. You're like, "Why? Why do I have to deal with this? Why do I have to tell people what my sexuality is?"
Yeah.
You don't. It's not anybody's business, but you still feel obligated to do it.
Yeah.
So they do that nice flip. So
that is weird. I never came out as straight. It was just
You should probably call your mom and let her know.
Yeah, I'll call her back later.
Yeah. She's probably wondering.
She's definitely worried. There
was a part of
why I have no kids.
It's all making sense.
There was a time where I told my mom, right, that I wanted to tell my grandmother that there was gay people, because where I'm from originally, they, whatever. My mom was grandma was 60 something, 70 years old, rural Africa, there's no TV, nothing. It's just
it's like a dictatorship.
It's a shock for her,
they're just that part of the world. They're not even tapped in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just want to be hey mom, can we tell grandma that there's gay people? We gotta introduce, because I'm thinking before she dies, I feel she needs to know, because I'm robbing her
before she runs into a gay couple and it's what the fuck is going on?
No, it doesn't. I'm telling you, when she's firm, it does. It's not even it's not there.
I bet you there's how old is she?
She's
she
90.
passed.
Yeah.
She passed. But I wanted to I was yo, you gotta I'm she's older now, so it's regardless of what her view was or culturally what their view was, it's I still want to tell her, because it's this is
to see the initial
shock. To see the reaction.
That's so funny. Yeah. Just telling your grandparents some shit just to rattle them.
That kills her. You end up killing her.
Yeah, I think it was. I sent her I think I sent her a movie Brokeback Mountain, and she fucking I never saw her again.
What do you think your parents would be more disappointed in, Chase, if you becoming a comedian or you being gay? Because they don't like you being a comedian.
They're probably more likely to want to be gay than
it's just a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, that's how.
He just disappears.
A two-piece combination to his parents' head.
Yeah. This is that comes with, that's like a combo meal. That's that comes with number one. That's with the fries. Yeah, you gotta. It's my parents. That's you ain't changing.
Flawless victory.
Flawless victory.
There's certain things you ain't changing people, and that's nope. That's not. That's one of them. So I don't even go down that road with them. So,
no shit.
Yeah.
Now, obviously the gay communities have made huge strides lately in the last few years. Getting the right to marry federally. Mm-hmm. And what's the next hot topic in the gay community? What you know what I'm saying? It's what's left for y'all?
I'm still just trying to figure out.
Yeah, you just got in the game, Randy.
What being gay is all about.
Right.
So
I think you know what it's all about. You know where to put it, right?
Well, he's probably
I figured that out.
Well, Braxton's probably hey man, listen, man, I just got in the game here. There's a lot of things I still got to figure out. Maybe certain I don't know, bars that are cool. Maybe bars that are not cool. Yep. It's a whole new thing for you.
Totally. I'm still trying to find myself and figure out what that's all about.
And that's the big thing.
Are you enjoying that process?
Yeah, it's terrifying to do certain things because I don't know what I like and what I don't like.
Yeah. So
it's kind of we've talked about this before, but it's kind of trying all these new things. It's pretty much taking my high school experience or what a lot of people are in high school, they kind of experiment, they dye their hair, do something different, kind of try different things, to see what they like. And I never did that. So now I'm kind of diving into doing, maybe I'll go paint my nails or trying something different.
It is kind of a restart.
What I like and what
it is
I don't
kind of a restart in that way.
Okay. To see if it fits for me.
I guess, like you said, it would be a restart in that way. All of a sudden, your entire dating and sexual history is null and void, and now you're onto this new chapter because you're not going back to that kind of thing.
So I'm pretty much like in middle school right now, trying to fuck people.
That's right. You're an open micer. You're an open micer of gays right now.
Gay open micer.
You gotta start put some reps in this week. Come on, that's funny. Well, one thing Randy was talking about, I don't know if you want, if Randy want to continue what he was talking about, but we'll probably get into like the. I'm interested in like what you do as far as like your like career, like with drinking and stuff.
Yeah.
I said drinking.
That's his career.
I mean, that's what it is.
that's what I think. I'm just like drinking.
I'm a marathon drinker.
But Randy, I think he said mixologist, right?
Yeah. So that's how you started, right? As a bartender.
Yeah, I started in hospitality. I did acting for a bit. That's right.
He was a child actor, son. He had some commercials, son. Nice. He got more credits than both of us combined.
I would not go that far.
But you still had more credits than the both of us combined.
Maybe. And then I kind of...
I was on set with Leonardo DiCaprio a little while ago.
See, that beats me already.
He was an extra.
I was an extra in the Hannah Montana movie.
Thanks, Randy.
We'll just call you a principal.
Yeah,
principal character. There you go.
Yeah, recurring.
Yeah, we're actors. We're actors. We know. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that word. Yeah,
you got to make it sound enticing.
Exactly.
I started doing hospitality because it kind of gave me the free time to go on auditions and kind of have freedom schedule wise. And then I moved to New York. So I moved there for a year, turned in like 4.5 years, and kind of got more involved with hospitality just because New York is kind of like the hub for the cocktail scene and hospitality and things like that. And then I started like working on a couple of different really well-known restaurants. Started bar supervising, kind of moving on up. And then I started. Then I moved back to California, and then I started touring with a band to promote the musicians' tequila, which is Villa One.
Yeah,
so then that developed into like a national brand ambassador position, and kind of just kept moving on from there.
Wow.
Yeah, so he personally has Nick Jonas's address. So if we want to, take a few items later, we can just.
I don't even have his address. I have it by memory.
Oh, good. Well, so you can just write it down. I'll burn the piece of paper. Don't text it.
I'll never tell anybody. I'll never take anybody there.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's a cool thing because it seems like you have. A lot of different experiences, and it seems like too your you're personable and
oh, for sure.
You know how to
he's one of the most likable guys. Yeah. And you also
kind of remind me of someone, to be honest.
Who's that?
Well, you might be looking
your ex-boyfriend?
You might be looking at him. You might be looking at him.
He got to travel to Europe to do some.
I competed in Stoli's Art of the Martini competition. So I represented the U.S. and they had, I think it was 20 different countries. They had one representative from each place. We all competed in a vodka martini esque competition.
How do you get good at something like that? Because I feel like when I pour a drink, it's just fucking vodka soda or just whiskey. There's no.
Well, your drinks are very kind of like.
But you're gonna order a beer and a whiskey anyway, so you're not gonna try to be adventurous.
So let me ask you a question. So Randy drinks, typically Tito soda. Lime, right? That's pretty.
That's one of my standards.
So, if you was gonna make a Tito soda lime for Randy, do you shake it or do you shake a Tito soda?
He spits in it.
That's how Randy likes it. I walked into that one. Never mind.
I put some egg white in it. No,
tequila, like a tequila soda with the lime, maybe a splash of cran. Do you shake it? What do you do?
No, you wouldn't ever shake anything with any carbonation. It creates pressure. And
that's what she said too.
Yeah, carbonation. I don't even get that one.
Yeah. Just the gas.
The gas and stuff?
Yeah, there's too much pressure, it'll pop.
Now, what do you think about when I watch shows like Bar Rescue, which is one of my favorite shows, right?
Oh my God, that says a lot about Chase.
I will say I've watched that show a bunch, and I absolutely hate it, and I also I also love it.
You hate watching it.
Right.
I hate watching for John Taffer.
Yeah. Well, because I'm in the industry, so there's certain things I'm like, God damn it, and then other things I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude.
No, actually, I wanted to get back because I know, like you said, you were saying about coming out and getting comfortable and sort of exploring yourself. I know you've been working on.
So we're ready to go back to the gay part.
Interesting, huh?
This is where I lean for the kiss. No, because I wanted to talk about what you're doing, the series that you were working on on YouTube.
Oh yeah, so I that kind of goes back to trying to like find myself and not really knowing who I am as a person, and kind of trying to expedite that like high school experience.
Yeah.
So I started doing a YouTube series. I filmed I think I've done 3 videos. Still editing them because I don't know how to edit.
It's a pain in the ass.
So and I'm trying to make it look, at least watchable.
Yeah, presentable.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we're taping this on my iPhone because I'm fucking lazy. Hi guys.
I filmed most of it on my iPhone as well. So,
yeah.
I mean, they're great cameras.
iPhone camera's fucking pretty good.
I have a DSLR that I borrowed from a friend, and it's easier to do everything that's from my camera.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm doing that. I'm doing like one of the segments is just kind of like talking to a friend about things that I should experience and like check out. The other idea that I am kind of messing with, and it's the thing that I'm probably gonna have most fun with, but it's also the hardest thing to do, is do this like Made series. So, MTV's Made back in the day.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Where like they have a coach come in. So everything that I wanted to do that I've always been scared to try, something that could possibly out me when I was younger, I stopped doing. So anything that I had interest in or that I wanted to be a hobby, I never let myself do it because I was too scared of looking feminine or getting out.
Like rollerblading.
Yeah. No, that's actually one of them.
Nice, dude. Nice.
I love rollerblading.
Or
I did as a kid too. I'll be honest.
It's fucking fun. I'm great at rollerblading, surprisingly.
Are you? Yeah, nice.
Better rollerblade or better roller skater?
Blader.
Randy?
Blader. But are you old enough to remember the roller rinks back in the day?
Yeah, we had one.
Oh, dude, that was the fucking jam, wasn't it, dude? Back in the day, going to the roller rink, son.
Birthday parties.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't
try to trip into the girl you like or guy, whatever it is.
Well, back then, I was just sitting in the corner eating pizza. No, I'm surprised they don't have them anymore because they all kind of shut down.
For the most part, most of them are shut down. There's some parts of the country that it's still a thing. Mm-hmm. Like Atlanta's Atlanta's one of those cities. Like they really do it. They have soul sessions. They'll put a band together with roller skaters. They'll start it's the whole thing down there.
But I feel like the hometowns, like the suburbs, like where they always have like the little roller rink. Those are all from at least from what I've noticed.
Well, the spaces are so big. Like the lease spaces on them average, they probably just got too expensive. But
they make so much money, dude. I mean, that might be something that might come back. Like the way the nostalgia works right now. Like especially for millennials and whatnot. Like think about arcades are coming back, and they're just calling them barcades where they serve liquor at an arcade, and you play all the arcades you played when you were fucking 12, where you could get drinks while you're there. Like, how is there not an adult roller rink?
A roller rink with an arcade
and some booze,
yeah, maybe a little bit of bowling.
Oh yeah,
that'd be a huge property, but
it's a huge property.
Now you're talking about a warehouse.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the one that was in my neighborhood growing up is now a 99-cent store.
Oh my god!
So
but it's making 45 cents a fucking square foot in revenue. I mean, it's pathetic.
Yeah. So. So one of the videos is back to the Made thing is I did one where I wanted to learn how to dance, and I wanted to learn how to dance like Britney Spears.
I could have taught you.
Yeah.
You should call me.
Chase was in a dance troupe, son. Tell him all about that. Oh my god, wait to hear this shit,
dude. I want to see videos.
I'm telling you, this is Chase's coming out party right now. This was
no, it's not. But I could teach you a few things though.
Dude, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
No, I should dance. That was my main thing.
Dude,
first as a kid. Yeah, sorry.
I should have hit you up for that.
Should hit me up, man. I was in a dance group called Armani.
Armani, really?
Oh my god,
dude, no way.
Yeah.
Did you wear all Armani?
Maybe I am.
Suits?
Maybe there is something I need to know about myself.
I didn't think about it.
Are you sure this isn't your coming out party?
But no, it was like Armani. Like we were just kids and we would dance. I would actually one of the first. I think that's why. This is why I feel like I was always so comfortable with people. Mm-hmm. I never was ever scared to do things in front of people or whatever. Because as a kid, especially in nursery school or whatever, first grade or something, my nap time, those period times you had nap time.
I wish the teachers
nap.
Nap time's my favorite, son. I took that shit for granted.
Oh god, yeah.
I always slept right next to the girl that I liked. I put the cart next to her.
He was creeping from fucking kindergarten on
all the time, man.
All the time.
My first kiss, Kim, redheaded chick under the teacher's desk. I didn't play.
Yeah, son. Yeah. Obviously, a white
you found
girl.
the private area.
Of course. Huh? Yeah.
That's like a fancy date back then.
For a kid like that. But yeah, I remember the teachers would come and wake me up purposely. There was another recess before that, so they would purposely wake me up, and I would they wanted me to go out and dance in front of people.
Oh no way.
This is 5-6 years old.
Yeah.
What to make you perform?
Perform. Yeah, just to kind of hey dance They
would just make you do it. None of the other kids.
Just me because I was the only one that could dance.
That's kind of fucked up. So they should have put a hat down. They let you make some money on that. You know what I'm saying?
That's
it's
usury.
What kids' lunch money? Then they can't afford lunch.
It was dope. But I was dancing. Yeah, just him. So cool. Anyways, back to your story.
Oh,
You said
I just want to see you dance now. I lost my train of thought.
We'll make them dance tonight at the show.
So I found this really, really great girl named Asia Miller, and she ended up teaching me like a choreography scene to like Britney Spears, and then I trained every single day. Like we recorded it, so then I was able to like look back and like train, and then we would meet up every once in a while.
Nice.
Then at the end of the week, I did like a performance and filmed it. So I'm gonna do like one of those things where I'm gonna try all these new hobbies or interests that I possibly could want to do, and try to like just kind of like expedite the process and see if I can learn a new skill or a hobby in a week. Along with like checking, I've never been to Pride before. I've never been to like.
Oh really?
Never been to Pride.
Just for fun?
No.
I took Chase to Pride a couple years ago in Boston.
Did you?
Yeah.
Because I went with Michelle and Olivia, and then didn't I bring you the second year? I brought you my last year there. You came out.
Yeah, we came for the party, right?
Yeah, dude, the lesbian block party. It was the best, dude.
Yeah, I was definitely there for that.
I didn't even know. Remember the good one?
Yeah, it's like a lot of women here. Yeah, because they're all here for each other, dude.
And then
we look like security walking through the place.
yeah, I was just like, yeah, this is cool. I can dig this. You know?
Nice.
So I wanted to check out Pride and like the Folsom Fair, and just like kind of like do like a weird like very casual and fun like journalistic approach of like checking out all the things that I've never done or seen.
Okay.
You know, and just kind of film that so it'd be like a variety of like trying new hobbies, interests, trying the checking out the gay scene, trying new things like paint my nails or dye my hair, just kind of letting myself let loose and go wild and kind of see what I like and who I am.
What color would you dye your hair?
Probably a light blue.
Light blue, huh?
I've thought about this.
I was going to say, if you go with
It's
that
very in right now.
platinum blonde boy band look, I'd be like, come on, Braxton, you can do better than that.
That look switched over to a light blonde, so it's still kind of the same vibe.
Braxton, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
When someone asks you what the color hair, you don't say light blue. You gotta say hypnotic.
Hypnotic.
Like the drink.
I mean, that's
electric blue.
I want like a dusty hypnotic.
Well, Chase just wants to have hair.
I do. I still buy shampoo.
Which I was asking him yesterday. You're like, what are you shampooing? He's like, my scalp.
My scalp, yeah. You gotta keep the scalp nice.
Yeah.
But it doesn't regular soap. I guess it might clog your pores or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
You just
I mean, it's the same reason you use face wash instead of body wash on your face.
I use only one fucking liquid. I use, just shampoo all over my body.
You brush your teeth with Dial soap as well.
Yeah, dude. I mean, look, it's all soap, right? If it's good enough for my hair, it's good enough for my skin.
It's not all soap. That's the thing. Yeah. It's not all soap. It's different.
You have different skin and different
shit.
textures.
Here we go. See, this is how you know Chase is gay. He's agreeing with you on this soap thing.
No, dude, you know I'm fucking...
Or black. But black people are very particular about their skincare. I will say that.
No, why their skin's always so smooth because they take care of it.
They always use a washcloth in the shower to exfoliate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember that. Like, I used to go sleep with my friend Daniel James' house, and I go shower in the morning. His mom would leave out a towel and a washcloth. I'm like, fuck am I going to do with this washcloth? I just leave the washcloth there.
My dad does a washcloth, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we do. The washcloth, towel.
All my friends growing up would have a baby oil in the shower. So, like, after you shower, you put it all on, and then you dry off.
Dude, I guess there is a lot of similarities between the gay community and the black community in that sense, son. In terms of their personal hygiene. Yeah, I mean, y'all use different hair care products, different facial products, different eye creams and lotions.
We care how we look.
Corny white people just fucking bar soap and that's it, son. Bar soap and cold water.
That's why black people always look so good.
Yeah, which is interesting. Which is the two groups that push the fashion and the fucking cosmetic world. So,
for sure.
You know
for
what I mean?
sure.
So,
I've said it before, man. Nothing cool ever happened in the straight white community. You know what I'm saying? Nothing cool.
Braxton like, nope, that was quick.
All good music, all good sports, fashion, all that shit happens elsewhere. White guys are good for organization. They're good at setting up a corporation,
beating
taxes, accounting. That's where they fucking that's their lane. They should stay in it.
Hey, he said it.
I can say it.
I didn't disagree with it. I just felt bad for it.
It's just sad.
Quick question, Braxton. Right up your alley. If I need to choose a new cologne, what's a good cologne? Because I feel like gay men have good choices of cologne.
Yeah.
No?
I'm not like trying to promote this by any means, but when I worked,
it's his own product.
It's my own.
It's called Overgaauw, and it smells like my balls.
Actually, to be honest with you, your last name is a nice fucking brand name.
It is. 2 U's. It's fucking fresh.
Hey, what are you wearing? That Overgaauw.
Nobody else has it. The last name. At least
LLC,
in America.
LLC. Quick.
There's in the Villa One, the tequila company that I work for, is through John Varvatos and Nick Jonas. John Varvatos, the fashion designer, and he has great smelling cologne. But him and Nick have done like some projects together. Mm-hmm. So they did a collaboration for cologne, and I believe that it won like the Oscars of men's fragrance.
Oh, nice.
And I used to have to wear John Barbados for all these events that I would have to work.
I like it.
So
I like John Barbados,
used to wear that cologne, and I would get complimented on it all the time. People would steal it, wear it, but it's the NJJV cologne. Okay. Or the what's the one that's up in your bathroom? The Calvin Klein one.
Oh, I have Gucci up in my bathroom.
Oh, Gucci. That one smells really nice.
Yeah.
Gucci. Yeah, Gucci's always.
I got a Burberry one right now that I get a lot of compliments
Burberry's
on.
a good one.
It's fresh. It doesn't have like. I usually like a musky kind of smell, but this one's like it's just you just smell clean.
Yeah, you smell clean.
It's like manly and clean.
That's what I like. I like smells like that. Yeah.
You know what Chase's next question is going to be is if you can get him to hook up on that John Barbados cologne. Because Chase is not paying that price, whatever it is.
We'll talk.
That's all good.
Yeah, I can tell he's not going to pay that fucking price.
I'll hit up John. I'll DM him.
Yeah, right away he'll answer, I'm sure. So how's it? So as far as coming out, how has the reception been in the gay community? Because is it obviously probably a little atypical to come out in your 30s?
Yeah.
And have you found them to be accepting or weird about it, or is it? Because it's always weird, right? Because there's like even within communities, people could be judgmental.
Of course, yeah. I mean, I have felt very, very accepted.
Okay.
But like when I get into the dating world,
sure.
Like if I'm going on dates with somebody, it's one of those like topics that I kind of hold close that I just came out, because a lot of people who are like, say if I'm going on a date with somebody who's like 35 or my age 32, they've gone through the coming out process, and it's such a heavy process that a lot of people don't want to go through those steps again with somebody. Yeah. So I found that like when I first came out, trying to go on dates with people, they were very accepting, very nice about it, and they handled the situation really, really well. But they pretty much were like, I've already gone through that process. I don't want to go through that again.
Yeah.
And then also going on dates now, you have people who still are kind of like, oh, you're new to the gay world. So there's some hesitation sometimes when it comes to like the dating world and being newly out to somebody who's been out for 15 years. You know?
Yeah.
So that's the only like the only hiccup that I have found with it.
You know what that it kind of sounds like? It's kind of like it'd be like dating somebody after a divorce. Like if you're the first person to date someone after they just got back out into the dating scene.
That's kind of how it feels.
It's like, oh, are they done with whatever that was?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and even from the other perspective, it's like shit. Like, do I want to bite off whatever baggage is from their, if the ink's barely dry, if it's less than a year after they come out of divorce, it's like, fuck, are they ready? Yeah, are they ready for this kind of thing?
Yeah, and I think it's just people trying to like, not get hurt themselves.
Yeah.
It's nothing against them. It's just, but that's kind of like, from my perspective, it's how I
sort of view it.
Yeah. So at that point, I would probably just.
So then we just fuck.
That's all. Yeah. At that point, it's just like let's still have fun.
Yeah.
That's what I'll tell Randy this yesterday. Oh, was it Randy or Jeff? I was talking about the topic of like, when you go on a date or you just meet a person, and I don't know if you guys ever experienced this, but like the person like automatically asks you like, oh, what do you see yourself in the future? Like, what do you see like. It's like, yo, like I don't even.
Like therapist kind of questions.
Yeah, it's like future questions. I'm just like, hey, I just want to know. I just want to know how you're going to be able to handle a conversation over an In-N-Out burger meal.
Yeah, I'm worried about tomorrow, not next decade.
Yeah, like can we just enjoy it or maximize whatever time we have and try to
not get too into it. Just why we're having let's keep it lighthearted while we're just having fun.
Yeah. Do you see? So do you? Are you into the whole marriage thing? Are you going to get married and stuff?
Yeah, I mean. I would like to get married at some point. Like I've always envisioned all those things, but maybe that's just because it's been so long that I never had it. I think it'd be cool to have like a gay wedding and like have all my friends there. Yeah. I just think it would be fun to have a crazy big ass party.
Oh yeah,
that's what it is.
That's the one thing I regret from not. I wish I had the party for my wedding, but not the actual wedding.
I don't care about the ceremony so much. Just I want to have like a big.
Two of my friends and family there. It'd be fucking dope.
What's that called when somebody gets married and then they? Like it's intimate, and then they're like, let's have a garden party. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I should know it. I'm gay.
Yeah.
I think it's like a garden party where it's like just a celebration, and you just all your friends come over, and you just kind of have a big party in like a backyard somewhere, and just kind of hang out.
Yeah. So the answer is yes. At some point, right?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely want to have. I definitely envision myself with kids and like having a house and like having like a life.
How does the kids thing work? Would you like adopt, or is it typical now for gay guys find a surrogate? Like, what's the most common?
I think it's a mixture of both. I think there's. I feel like adoption's big. I mean, they're all pretty big, but like I feel like adoption's big. I've also heard that like, so say if we both want like our bloodline, is that how you say it?
You want your genes to be whatever.
Your genetics, like they'll do like a thing where they will spin the sperm. So it's like you don't like both of them, they mix them, and then you don't know which is which.
Okay, I was gonna say, you can't combine them. That'd be fucking super sperm.
Twins. So you're not really sure whose kid it is, but it also depends on like who you're marrying, because sometimes it's obvious. You know.
Yeah, like if you married Chase, it'd not be obvious. If,
But also like, But I feel like for me, I'd be like, I don't want to play favorites. If I have 2 kids, I don't want to be like, well, this one's mine. Like, it's like I want to love the kids. I mean, I'm sure I love the kids the same.
But there is something natural about that. Like, you know, I feel like it'd be impossible. Like, if you knew one kid was yours and one kid was the other person's, you could definitely raise them both the same. But in the back of your head,
that's what
you always know that one's mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you wouldn't want. I could see why you wouldn't want to know. To keep that, vague.
I think that's why they do like the spinning thing.
Centrifuge thing.
But then there's like the surrogate, or like sometimes people will like find a friend and they'll carry the baby
I'll carry your baby for you.
Thanks, Ray. Or if you appreciate that.
Or if you just want to,
or my balls, obviously.
Just 9 months along.
Just big elephant
watching
nuts.
Love Island like this. Legs resting on. It's like the South Park episode where like hopping around.
Yeah, exactly. My balls in a wheelbarrow.
Still smoking weed though.
Of course.
Yeah,
it's good for the baby.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good for the baby.
Yeah. I don't be a creative.
Exactly.
I would say this though. If you didn't want to deal with that problem, actually, what you just talked about, I mean, I just was thinking you could just do it on my biological dad and just leave.
Well, I think that happens after I have the kids.
This kid sucks. I'm out.
This one's clearly not mine. I'm out.
Nah, he's just like, I don't know. You figure it out. That's what you think.
I kind of wonder how adoption works. Is it kind of like going to the pound? Can you like just go and pick? Not to be a dick.
I know.
No, it's the process is very particular.
I don't know. I know it's pretty expensive.
That's crazy. Adopting a kid is expensive.
Oh yeah. My friend, she just got it. She just went.
There's so many kids that need homes.
I think it's over like $100,000.
It's
right?
It can get.
Depends on the situation. I think of like the adoption.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it's like one of my friends, she recently went through it, and it was really a long process, because what happens is like, even up to this is what's crazy. A lot of people don't understand. Even though, let's say you have a partner, right, and you're about to adopt perfect example, right? Let's say a woman's about to have a baby. She doesn't want to have the baby, and she chooses you to be the parents after she gives birth, right? So what happens is she gives birth, and as soon as she gives birth, like the baby's already in your custody, right? Yeah. But a lot of people don't understand. This is what my friend told me. She said, people don't understand, even though you sign papers and stuff, there is a clause, even though the woman can change her mind even up to the point she gives birth.
Wow. Yeah, to be prepared to receive a kid, and then the day of, it's like, no.
Because what happens a lot of times when she sees the kid, and she's like, boom, it hits them, it's like, oh, I don't want to give up.
Could you imagine how hard that would be?
That's like miscarrying at 9 months.
It shakes right now.
At that point, it's like having a miscarriage at 9 months. You know what I'm saying? It's like I was expecting this baby and fucking nothing.
The amount, like the pain what women go through, like to go through all that, you're so connected to the baby, and then give the baby up. That's gotta
give
be,
it up.
And then you see the baby, you feel like, I mean, there's a connection between a mother and like a baby.
But hey, just to add to that, 3 months later, my mom did that too. So, so both of my parents was like, yeah, we're good with it.
You turned out pretty well, so that's a good sign.
Let's not give him too much credit.
I got some things.
No, but I still can't believe there's so many kids that need homes, and it's still that expensive to get one.
Yeah, it's like
you know what I'm saying?
So why make it expensive? If you want to fix the problem, why are you making it so economically difficult? Yeah. I mean, I agree that they should go all through the testing.
They should be vetted. The parents are fucking normal to accept and abusive and all that. But I
think that's a long process though. It's like multiple months of checking on the people, making sure they have the right jobs, making sure they can support. It's kind of like a credit check.
Yeah, it's a really intense credit check for
but
human
I think
life.
and you have to I think you have to do therapy and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So over time, all those bills add up, and then if you are adopting from or having a surrogate, you have to pay for the surrogate, you have to pay for all the medical expenses.
Yeah.
So it's pricey. I mean, having a kid in general is pricey.
It is. I wonder if
my parents didn't go through any of that.
Yeah, they just had you in a bathtub.
They just brought me. My mom and dad was like, "Hey, we can't take care of them." They just brought me to America. Yeah. Like 83. Reagan was the best. He didn't give a fuck.
Chase was born in a manger, and his mom ate the placenta like a deer.
They say it's good. They say it's good
Dude,
for you.
people do that. Chase, you know this shit? People eat
Have
the
you heard
placenta.
of the placenta smoothie?
No, what is this?
They take the placenta and they blend it into a smoothie and drink it.
Yo, man, I'm a pretty adventurous eater.
I think Hillary Duff did it.
I'm a pretty adventurous eater, but I'm not going to eat my wife and baby's placenta.
I don't want to make this a race thing, but I'm sure a white person created that.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
The whitest lady ever.
It's the goop diet.
Because I'm no black person's coming up with that idea. Like to eat the placenta?
No.
But is it? I mean, is there any like? Is it good for you? Like, is it?
They say there's. I don't know. I have not done the research on this.
Perfect. That's what this podcast is all about. Reckless conjecture with no actual fact.
Have we met?
Yeah, exactly. I just have opinions that are strong, but I have no reason to back it up.
I don't have opinions.
Yeah. Chase,
It's just open thoughts.
It's like, Chase, did you not hear me? I'm gay. I purposely don't want to hear about placenta.
The farthest thing from that.
I'm the farthest thing from placenta.
So who are this is actually something I've never asked you. I'm curious because we did talk a little bit about gay icons, but are there any like gay icons that like you looked up to coming up that like looking back now you're like, oh, there's a reason why I like Liberace or whoever, you know? Like,
Yeah. It's
obviously Liberace is way too old for you. Liberace's 70. I know, but he's in the 70s.
It's New York. Like that's some New York dude asking a gay dude, like, how did you get into the experience of gay? Did you watch Liberace or something? That's such an East Coast thing.
I mean, that's how you figured out you're straight. You watch sports, right?
Yeah. And I got hard when they hit each other.
I mean, that's how I figured out I was gay. I mean, football, it's great watching that.
Oh, it's so homoerotic.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah, nothing's more homoerotic than the UFC, though. I mean, they're rolling around just sweaty.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, and of course, it's a mock rape going on in that ring. So, you know, and people like that fantasy. So.
I'm sure there's a lot of people who do. What was the question?
Who are your favorite gay icons was the question.
I don't know if I had like an icon because there's so many things that like if I liked it, I pushed it aside and I was like, no.
Okay.
Like I didn't even commit to myself that I was gay until I was like, I think I said it to myself when I was like 27. You know, but I do remember like people that I thought were like really cool.
Okay.
And I thought I was like, oh, this guy's just so cool. Like, oh, that guy's awesome. But really later I'm like, oh no, I just thought he was super hot.
Gotcha,
you know,
gotcha.
I wasn't just like, oh, he's a cool guy. Like that guy's awesome. It was like, oh, I think he's sexy.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. As far as gay icons go, who do you think's the biggest right now? Because I know other people drop Cher,
Man or women? Like,
people drop fucking what's her name, Lady Gaga, which is I think it's funny. It's like women are the biggest gay icons. Like, wait a minute, shouldn't it be a man? You know, like,
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I mean, Ariana Grande is big right now.
Really, I didn't know she was like huge in the.
Yeah, I mean, her brother is in
LGBTQ
the queer community. So she's a big supporter, and she really looks out for them. Little Mix does as well.
Okay.
But I would say, I mean, you have like the classics like Cher and Elton John and
I guess
Liberace.
Elton John's up there, yeah.
Yeah, and he's got an interesting story because he had kids and he was married to a woman for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And then he came out after.
Yeah, much later. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of Lil Nas X?
I think he's great. Yeah, I like that new song a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's catchy.
I didn't see I think we may have talked about this when that song dropped, but I didn't see what the big deal was. Like all the things he did in that video are things that like Madonna and Cher and Lady Gaga have been doing for years.
I think that song made it to number 1, but it's also about having sex with a man. The song, like the lyrics, but then also in the video he's stripped. I think it's a religious thing too, because I mean that's what Madonna did. I mean Pepsi dropped her back in the day for doing.
Oh yeah, that's
remember,
right.
Like she had like a Black Jesus.
Yeah,
which is
Leon,
real.
son.
Yeah.
Leon played Black Jesus. Remember that music video, Chase?
Listen, I'm just gonna fall back. You guys speak the gospel. Go ahead.
Yeah. The famous black actor. I forget his last name. What's Leon's last name? Was he just Leon?
Leon.
It's just Leon? That's how you know you're cool when your only name is Leon.
I think she was like making out with him in the video or like something like really. But so I think it goes back to like that religious kind of thing where he's doing a striptease for the devil.
Yeah.
You know, he's on his lap and like high heels. So he's kind of like dressing very feminine, like erotic, and it's religious. And it's a song about hooking up with a dude.
Yeah.
So that checks off like 3 points right there.
I guess. You know? But I mean, that's another one of the things. I would have thought we were beyond that at this point. You know what I'm saying?
You would.
Because like I said, those music video tropes have been already hit. You know, maybe it's because it's a black guy doing it. That might be like doubling down, because obviously the conservative community is very religious. The Southern community is, like oddly, they have their issues with black culture. And then you have a black gay guy talking about fucking the devil the week before
wearing
Easter.
High heels,
wearing high heels.
Stripper pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's on a stripper pole sliding down into hell, which is it's a pretty great video.
It should have been a big veiny dick.
It probably
started out as a big.
That was the storyboard.
Yeah, and they cut that. Yeah, when Standard and Praxis stepped in and said, "Wait a minute, we can't have a big veiny dick."
Yeah, talk about having a lot of mail in his inbox that Monday morning.
Oh yeah.
Return to work.
Inbox.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, dude. Yeah, I feel like. Oh shit! I lost it again. See, this is what happens when I fucking do 13 podcasts in a week. I had a great question to ask you, and I lost. I feel like Chase Abel right now.
Oh no, it's I'll ask a question. I'll ask a question while you figure it out. We were talking about. I think you were saying. Oh, well, back to because I'm big on like fashion to a degree. Like I dress pretty minimal. Like I'm pretty casual, but I do like.
Yeah, you get good style.
Sometimes I like to get.
Wait till I got a photo to show you after the show. Oh boy, Chase on his 30th birthday. He wore some. It looks like a promo card for a DJ set. But it's Chase in like these aviators with what was it, a double-breasted suit that you had on at the time?
Son,
double-breasted?
It was wild, son. It was wild. The pocket square.
I'd love a double-breasted
silk
suit,
shirt. It was like he climbed out of a Genuine video.
Goddamn right. Actually, you know what? My AOL Instant Messenger screen name was Genuine781. So boom, I'm serious, straight up.
That's awesome. But also like any photo of anybody back in the day, you're gonna look crazy because the style was different. Yeah.
See, that's why I keep my style the same, son.
Like when I was
wearing
wearing
t-shirt, fucking jeans. I mean, it's gonna look pretty the same.
Yeah.
For 40 fucking years, it's gonna be the same shit.
You know the brand that he buys his clothes from? You know what it's called? Boring.
Yeah, exactly, son. Yeah. You look at a picture of a guy in 1945 and you look at a picture of me today, it's like the same outfit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a coal miner and me wearing the same shit. Levi's and a gray shirt.
But yours are a lot of swag shirts.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I remember what I wanted to ask you. Because you were telling me this, and I was shocked by it. No, well, not shocked, but surprised it's been kept under wraps. You were saying that there's a lot of straight men out there that dabble, that you would never believe otherwise. A lot of down low fucking dudes out there.
Yeah.
And what blows my mind is that in this day and age, why?
I think there's if you hop onto Grindr, an app that I've never used.
Of course not.
never.
I have a Grindr account, a fake one. Somebody created it with my image apparently, but
oh, so that's why you never texted me back. No, but there'll be like it's a blank screen. It'll say like on the down low or I forget there's like a category for it. Discreet,
Okay.
And it'll be like curious straight man.
Okay.
And you'll see a lot of it, especially if you go to like these, like when I was on tour and I was like traveling through the country, a lot of like the southern states and like,
I bet down there,
like
dude,
the Bible Belt and things like that. You'd see a lot of like, you'd pull up Grindr and the majority of the squares in certain towns were all black and you couldn't like see, like there's like blank, so you couldn't tell what was going on. Yeah. So you definitely see it, and I know like from friends' stories, like I have a couple friends that like, for some reason, he's just really into only hooking up with straight guys. Okay.
He likes turning them out?
Yeah. I don't think
is there a term for that?
Turning them out?
Okay. I just made it up. There you go. Gay community, you owe me royalties on that from now on.
Yeah, a lot of my like, straight female friends, right? They purposely, like, there's kind of a thing, like, where, they're hesitant of like going down like to like Atlanta, for example, and to like get involved
because there's like a big down community.
Because it's like a big, supposedly there's like a big that's a lot of that goes on down there
really?
in Atlanta, Georgia. Oh yeah, and especially in the black community, specifically because it's like because we get it kind of like three ways because we get fucked over, like we get double, like one you're black. 2, you get 3, so it's like now they're thinking like there's so many like there's
and even within,
it's just like
even within the black community because it's there's a lot of conservatism in Christianity.
It's based in that
they still have trouble getting over not every black person, but there's people in black community that have trouble getting over accepting homosexuality fully because of their religious beliefs, so it's even more sort of clamped down in that. That's why I think, like, maybe I feel like a lot of these guys that, you know, want to be discreet might be just closeted homosexuals that have wives and kids and just can't get out from under it, you know, which is really sad.
I think I've seen it before where it's like straight, curious, married man or something like that.
Yeah.
I've seen that a couple times.
Yeah. But it's like, at that point, if you see that, you would just probably be like, let's just say if you met a person like that, let's say hypothetically, you're like, well, the guy's all right. Let me just still go, go out with him on a date or something. Would you be like, man, you got to figure this out? Is it wise to tell someone that? Like, or do you just let people figure it out on their own?
I don't think it's my place to say that.
I would say
teach them how to live.
Yeah, especially because like if they have kids and a wife, they're concerned not only like being judged and like losing everybody in their life. Because I know I didn't even have that. As like that much pressure, weight, that pressure, but to have kids and like am I gonna ruin my kid's life? I'm gonna ruin my wife's life, or it could be somebody who's just like, I'm like 90% straight, but I just want to hook up with a dude every once in a while. Yeah. So like, I don't really know. I think that's like a fine line of like, it's something that they have to figure out.
For me, it comes down to this though, and I'm not speaking in terms of me being a gay man. I'm just saying in generally, like I would just say like, it comes down simple for me. It's like, in order for me to be ultimately happy, I have to ultimately know who I am.
Yeah.
Like, and if it's a hard choice to get, if I have to make hard choices to ultimately be who I need to be, then I'm going to make those hard choices.
Yeah.
But
well, it's a self-discovery thing.
But how long did it take you to realize that
I was gay?
1 hour and 5 minutes, guys. He's out.
See, it's not my place to.
Exactly. You gotta
let it happen naturally.
That's what they do, Brandon. They do turn you out.
And my job here is done.
Mic drop. When
did you realize that you're like, to be happy, I gotta, be true to myself and be who I am?
I would say like,
or is it kind of like
30 years old?
Yeah.
Same for me.
29, 28. Like when I was working like a last real job, which was like kind of like a low-end finance job, but it taught me a lot of things. And I thought I was going to like, kind of like, it was like the last job that I figured like, okay, I finally have I got a good shot at becoming something because I got a good job and I could I could kind of go back to school, going to banking or like do that thing, work up. But then like eventually I found out like there's so many hours that go into it, and I'm just like, and then I realized then like no matter how much money I make, like I'm still not happy. So I just was like, okay, I need to. I got no kids. I wasn't married. Like it's like, let's just take a shot at this comedy thing and let's just try to figure it out.
I think it was similar for me, man. I was like 29 when I split up with my ex, and that was sort of the beginning. That was before I got into comedy, but that was when I realized I didn't want a quote unquote normal lifestyle. And same thing for you. Like I said, you sort of realize yourself internally at like 27, 28. You didn't make a public announcement until 30 or 31. But I feel like it's almost like that's when you sort of mentally start to finally mature and realize like, all right, this is who I really am, and this is what I really want, and this is what I don't want. You spend most of your 20s doing things, just eliminate things you don't want to do. Yep. So one day you wake up, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Well, these are the 3 things I like. Why don't I just do these 3 things for the rest of my life and fuck the rest of this nonsense? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like doing all this shit just to make other people happy is not making me happy. Yep. It's killing me inside.
I think that's the problem. A lot of people. I think that's the biggest misconception, which is with people. It's like I don't think people realize like true happiness, wherever that people define it to be. Like for me, it's like that means at whatever price. Yep. At whatever cost for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's
the ultimate goal in my opinion is just to be happy. Yeah.
But I'm saying like the counterpart to that is like there's people that you will lose. It's just the math of numbers. And then I think a lot of people who don't want to lose people, they won't chase after what they've.
But that's also short-sighted because you gain so many other people. You forget that that's the other side of the equation. Correct. When you're living a life that's true to yourself, and doing things you really have a passion for, you start meeting people that you never thought you'd meet.
And that could be for a job, that could be for your identity, that could be for anything.
But I think the scary thing is like those people that you really care about. And you're like, if I start living this way,
you don't want to hurt their feelings.
But you also don't want to lose them. But even though you're like, I probably will lose them if I make this choice. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if I start going this direction, we have nothing in common. We're changing. We're different people. Yeah. And that's just life. But that makes it a harder.
Yeah. But if they really love you, they'll make the effort to try and come around. You know what I'm saying? And that's all you can hope for. All you can hope for is the effort.
Yep.
Because you can't control how other people's feelings. You can only control that how you feel about what they're doing, and you would hope they would try.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They'd make an honest effort to see your point of view and realize that they still love you, and they're not losing you. They're just losing their idea of you.
Yeah.
Because who you are is still who you are. But in their head, they had the construct of who you were.
Yep. That's what I dealt with a lot coming out. And you start really realizing who your best friends are. And who's the closest to you.
Man.
Who you depend on.
The fact
this is the best time. I'm trying to tell you, the two most. I'm like 99% accurate on this. The two examples that you'll know for sure where you're going to have friends leave or stay are exactly that. Either changing your letting people know that you're coming out. That and economics is money.
Yeah, if you're broke,
that's when you'll know fucking who's around.
Yep.
Yeah. Because when you have let's just have money. If you have money and stuff like that, you're the man. Whatever, people are around.
Yep.
As soon as you start fucking not providing that sense of security for people, and you go a different way, they fucking go the other way.
And conversely, like you said, or if they have one idea of who you are, and you reveal your true self. Their conception is what's shattered, not who you are. You're always the same person before and after, but their perception of you. And once you shatter that, that could scare them away.
Yeah, and it might take, but also it could take them time too. So
you have to give them time, man. You do have to give people time, man. It's fucking tough. Sometimes you have to give yourself time to adjust, man.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah. Sometimes, a lot of people. I like to think like expired friendships or whatever, or expired like whatever doesn't mean like there's like beef or there's like you could always kind of like I think time is good, separation is good at times when you're always like sometimes it's good to like hey man, I think you're this, maybe we're not just like clicking, let's just give ourselves time, let's recircle 4 months, 5 months from now. Yeah, let's just take a break. You know what I mean? I think that's why a lot of problems in relationships they don't do that.
Of course.
Well, it's like that saying like if you love somebody, let them go.
Yeah.
Then come back or some bullshit like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's
maybe you don't want them back.
Yeah. But you might realize.
Yeah, you might realize you're beyond that.
Did you guys ever watch that show Schitt's Creek?
Yeah, I watched a few episodes of it. Yeah.
So like they started out with like a bunch of money, then they lost all their money.
Yeah.
But all their friends, they lost like a lot of their friends, and their friends come back in the picture, and they're just kind of like they're money hungry, or they're like socialites.
Or you see them for who they really are.
Yeah, but you see like the Schitt's Creek cast, like their characters start like subtly like realizing that change.
Yeah,
and
in themselves and how that affects other people.
And they're getting new true friends as opposed to like their old friends that weren't. Cause it's the same thing like that construct of money.
The money.
Well, it's always when you're down on your luck. When you're down and out is who's there for you. You know, at the end of the day, those are the people who really give a shit about you.
Yeah.
It's easy to be friends with someone when they're on top. But when they're having a tough time, are you showing up still?
It changes everything.
Yeah.
The game, it changes everything.
Yeah.
Money just sucks. But on the flip side, you being being in LA, right? Was there? Because you're originally from like California. Mm-hmm. Do you see like a difference between like the type of men from different regions? Like different
type of men?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because I'm from California, but I'm a sucker for like a California like skater surfer kind of jock kind of guy.
Mm-hmm. So Chase,
I like
on a skateboard, son. If you want a piece of this action, son.
First of all,
yeah. So is there like a certain segment of the gay community that Chase is like their jam?
I'm sure. What are you talking about? Son, all of them, son. What are you talking about? Don't play me like that, son. Mad disrespectful, dude. Mad disrespectful.
Why do you think he's getting so many drinks at that gay bar? He checks every check.
Take that bullshit for. I'm everybody's flavor.
Yeah, son, don't do that.
Oh, man. Oh, we did it, guys. We're an hour 15. We made it.
Oh, shit.
See? So Braxton was worried about what it was going to be like. Like, it's a conversation with the two of us. It's not. We make it easy for you. Well, because we just set up all this shit, put a microphone in our face, but it's the same conversation. But, dude, thanks so much for doing this. Really appreciate it. It's been fun.
Oh, thanks for having me. This has been a blast.
Our listeners like when we have personal friends on because the conversation flows in a way that it wouldn't with someone that we don't know as well. And I think it's because we skip all the getting to know you shit and get right to the fun part. And obviously talking about something like this so personal is definitely very vulnerable and going to be well received, I'm sure, by the listeners. So thanks so much for doing this, man.
Thanks for having me. It was a blast, Chase.
Yeah, I met you. It's good. I just met you like when I first came to LA, and
but I've talked about him.
No, but I'm saying I was going to say I've heard so much about you, and it was cool meeting you, man.
Yeah, man, for sure.
You taught me some things, so it was good.
Yeah, so this is coming out next week, Chase. What do you got? You got anything?
I'll probably be back
Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day weekend. No. So I'll be back in Boston next week. So nothing Memorial Weekend. I'm trying to find a barbecue to go to. Maybe.
Yeah, if any of you guys have a barbecue Chase can eat at for free, let them know.
I'll bring the barbecue sauce.
I'll go with you.
Yeah, man. Stuff like that, man. And just kind of fucking plan my next steps to eventually move out to the West Coast.
Yeah, man.
Whether LA or Diego. So
dude, that's so exciting.
Chase is scoping out places or cities.
Yeah,
he's considering San Diego.
Yeah, so I'll be closer to
the action.
Yeah. So but that's it as far as for me.
Nice. Yeah. So obviously, you guys can follow Chase Abel at Chase Abel. If you guys want to follow Braxton, he'll have his YouTube thing coming out later this summer. You can follow him at Braxton Overgaauw. Oh no, at Braxtagram.
Braxtagram with two X's.
At Braxtagram, two X's.
You spelled that.
There you go. You can follow me at Randy Valero as always, and follow the podcast at Ready Set Blow Podcast. But that's it for this one, guys. We love you. Peace.
Thank you.
In the class of our own. All of the happenings now, I'm moving forward as I'm backing them down. Strange how your brother's off a nap in the pound. I gave no gaps, not even crack of a smile. Take a nap, respect the cap and the gown. I'm in the mountains trying to master the sound. Send a signal when I touch to the ground. It's all official, take a good look around. Will they miss you when you're no longer found? I'm slinging solely off word of mouth, the word is out. Roll the farmer's joint and hold the crown. Agreeable women move with me and keep it 250s. Bring your friends, I got the crew with me. Whiskey shots get it poppin', I don't know stop though. Don't pass it without tapping the bottle. It's only fun if you make it tomorrow. I do this to the point of no return. Can I kick it? They look sore was dubs and pass the mic along. Slow dissolving like the body of Christ. I lose the moment I try taking your life. Imagine even trying to take your advice. Nothing suffice, I need nada. They're backstabbing for green dollar. Poor schemes, you seem novice. I find it strange you put your faith in strangers. I'm who you run to when it come to favors, but duck when it's time to pay up. You shit on the ones that care for you over paper. In constant competition with niggas you chill with, but label haters, I don't even blame them. I live beyond resentment. Soon as you moving, they be acting different. They want success but always lack commitment. My journey's longer cause how I was brought up. Never ask nobody for nothing, you'll never owe them. Before you forgive them, remind yourself how they tried to get over. Take your issues and own them, apologetic to know as soon as I inhale the lavish aroma. My vision visit limits, passion persona. I swear I be zoning. My taste in women's exquisite, done had the baddest moaners. Enjoy every minute living until I can't recall it. Hidden scars from past opponents while they wear theirs like memorabilia from classic moments. Y'all was asking for it, I was getting to it. You waste your time complaining and never change shit. Lame shit, on the same shit. When you talking big game, know who you playing with. You talk about the ones you know to those you don't. Like they don't know you just a fucking joke. That shit the strangers. That shit the strangers. That shit the strangers. That shit the strangers. That shit the strangers.
Where's the broadcast, you bits?